Hello, welcome to Yahara Chocolate. My name is Brooke Johnson. Welcome to my chocolate shop. Today we are going to be talking about how to choose good chocolate, how to know if it's a chocolate that you like, what to look for, what to think about when you're trying chocolate. Because when you start getting into the world of craft chocolate, you suddenly realize the number of options you have are just immense. There are thousands and thousands of bars to choose from. And in my shop, I have 125, which is already incredibly overwhelming. So what sort of things are you going to look for when you think about craft chocolate? First of all, what is craft chocolate? Well, craft chocolate is generally defined as a maker who's producing things in small batches, and a maker and a final product that the full supply chain is transparent, from the person making the chocolate to the person picking the chocolate beans, to the person doing the fermenting, doing the shipping, doing the planting, tending the grove. All of that information is available to you as the consumer. Now, does that mean that all craft chocolate is going to be good? Not necessarily. Does that mean all craft chocolate makers are fully transparent? No, not necessarily. But in general, when you're getting craft chocolate, you're getting a high quality product with a fully transparent and fair supply chain. So let's take a look at some of the chocolate that I have here before you. So I sort of singled out 4 bars here. As you can see, there's the Fruition Toasted Vanilla Bean White at 38%. There's a Louisa Abram 70% dark chocolate from Brazil. There's a Maple and Vanilla from Violet Sky, 70% dark chocolate, and then 100% dark chocolate from Maru in Vietnam. Now, maybe some of these are familiar, maybe none of them are familiar. How do you know that these bars fall within the craft chocolate line of transparency, of quality, of batch size, of makers? One is you can look at the wrapper. Sometimes wrappers give you a lot of information, and sometimes they don't give you very much information. So you can see from the wrapper, well, 100% single origin dark chocolate, Soca Laden, right? That doesn't necessarily mean anything. You can look at the back, you can see it's from Vietnam. Most of the information you're going to find is you're going to have to go online and figure out about what is in the chocolate bar. Sometimes on a chocolate bar, like on the Violet Sky, it really doesn't tell you anything at all. But on the back, you can see that it says made with cacao from Guatemala from Uncommon Cacao. So that's a sign. You can go to Uncommon Cacao, which is a big importer. I say big, but it's a major importer of high quality craft chocolate beans with fully transparent information on their website about where those beans have come from. Louisa Abram is sort of an interesting one. It's wild collected from Brazil, and she does give you a little bit of information on her package, but actually most of the information is not till you've opened the package and you have it there on the inside. So how do you know as a consumer? Well, you don't necessarily know. For Fruition, on the back, it tells you where the beans have come from. Sourcing of where the beans have come from is a really good first indicator that you're getting a high quality chocolate. But how do you really know? Well, you don't really know until you go and you look online, or you come to a shop that carries that high quality craft chocolate and has already selected a lot of that for you, so then you can pick something off the shelf. All right, so you go to the grocery store, or you go to a fine food store, you go to whatever store to get your chocolate, and it's an overwhelming choice of what to choose. So you just choose something. How do you know that what you've purchased is going to be something that you're going to like? Well, of course, you're going to have to try it. How do you taste your chocolate when you're spending $5, $10, $20, $50 on a chocolate bar? How are you going to really enjoy? How are you going to go through and make a fun experience out of it? Well, so what I have for you, this Belu Cacao Panela. This is from El Salvador. It's made by a woman in El Salvador from El Salvadorian beans. And it's one that I haven't tried before, so I thought it'd be fun to try with you today. So when you come to Yahara Chocolate, I'll give you a chocolate tasting guide. This is going to help you through the process of how to taste your chocolate. First, I like to get myself a little dish. Step number 1, open your package. This doesn't tell you a whole lot of information about the chocolate, but it does say a little bit on the back. So we're going to open the package. And step number 1 is to smell. So when you take your chocolate out of your package, this one isn't wrapped super tightly, but it does have the foil on it. All the aroma has been trapped in here for so long, so you really get a good indication of what your chocolate is to be like, but when you open it, give it a smell. So what do I smell? I smell a little sweetness. I smell maybe almost a little toasty type flavor. Very interesting, not quite burnt, but it's intriguing. It's intriguing on what we're gonna try. So carefully open this here so you can see it. Break off a piece. Lots of people like to listen for the snap. You can sort of look at the grain and the structure of the chocolate on the inside. I'm not super concerned about that. You can get an idea of the color. Some people like to look at the color. But you can see I'm going to break it now into some small little pieces. So I have about 4 pieces there. So after I broke it into pieces, step number 2 here is to make sure you have a warm mouth. So a cold mouth will make your chocolate taste like plastic. Cold chocolate will make your chocolate taste like plastic. So don't drink a glass of water before you're going to try your chocolate. If you have some tea to warm your mouth, that's fine. Or if the chocolate's a little bit cold, if your mouth is a little bit cold, you just have to be patient and let the chocolate melt. Step number 3, small piece. I guess I went ahead of my list here, small piece. Then you're going to put it in your mouth and just let it melt. So if the chocolate is hard, you don't want to necessarily bite it. You want to sort of let it come up to temperature because the chocolate will eventually melt. And if it's really soft, chocolate will melt much faster. If it's harder chocolate, it takes a little bit longer. You just have to be a little bit more patient. So this chocolate's a little bit harder, so it's not melting right away. And that could be a big negative for you when trying your chocolate, or you cannot be too concerned. So you have to take a little bit of time and let it melt. If you want to, you can press it up against the top of the roof of your mouth a little bit to help it speed up the heating, help speed up the melt. I like to rub my tongue against the chocolate a little bit to really get an idea of the texture of the chocolate. And this one is starting off very light. There aren't really any strong overpowering flavors in this one. And we can look on the back and see the ingredients. So the ingredients are cacao beans and raw cane sugar. That's it. And at 70%, it means it's 70% cocoa beans and 30% sugar. All right, now, that's how long it took to actually start to melt, probably because it's a little cold in here, because I keep the shop a little bit cold. And so it just took a while for that chocolate to warm up. So the one way you can always ruin a chocolate is by eating it too fast if it's cold, because then, oh, that was an awful chocolate. That tastes like plastic, that tastes like cardboard, that tastes like chalk. Because if it's cold, a really good chocolate will taste like chalk. Yeah, so now that I'm letting it melt, now it's getting a little bit softer. I probably should have had some tea here beforehand. I didn't bring it with me. I can really taste some caramel flavors coming out. I can really taste some of that sweetness that I smelled in the very beginning. I don't get much of that toast flavor that I got as an aroma in the start, but I really get a lot of sweetness coming through, a lot of caramely, some nuttiness to it. I mean, as a 70% chocolate, someone who thinks they don't like dark chocolate, holy smokes, if they try this chocolate, they're gonna like it, right? Maybe it's not gonna be as sweet. It may not be what they expect if they're a diehard milk chocolate lover. But what do you think if you're gonna have bitterness? No, no bitterness. Are you gonna have really dark flavor? No, this would be a really, really good starter dark chocolate. And I always have at least 2 pieces because the first piece sort of gets you an idea of what it takes to get the most out of your chocolate. What flavors are you gonna sort of shock you, surprise you? Well, so sometimes the second piece helps you relax a little bit more, helps you go through some of those flavors. You sort of know what's coming. You can stop and you can enjoy more. And if you do all that, you also can drink a little bit of warm liquid with your chocolate, which can be a really fun experience. Then you have, if you broke it into small pieces, you can repeat, share with your friends, because you can see this bar is a 1 ounce bar. It has 6 of those pieces. I could break each one of those pieces into 3. Maybe 2 full chunks would be enough for 1 person. So this is easily a bar for 3 people if you wish to share, if you break it into small pieces and you enjoy it slowly. And the nice thing about this is it does have a box, so it's easy to slip back into the box to save for later. All right, so you can do this with any chocolate you find at the grocery store, whether it's going to be a $2 bar, a $3 bar, a $5 bar, a $10 bar. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and try it, buy it, see if you like it, taste it, take notes, take a picture, write on the wrapper what you like, save your wrappers in a drawer, however you want to save all that information. Start thinking about and trying all sorts of chocolates you can get. You can go to yaharachocolate.com and order tasting packs. I do all that sort of stuff. I have before me here one of my sample maps if you want to try. This is sort of a fun one. I'll dump those off there. You can see here, if you want to try 12 Schulen's chocolates from all over the world, you can do this for $10. It gets you a sampling of a wide variety of chocolates. Or you can go ahead and put together some packs. I'll give information, right? You look at the variety you have. Unroasted cacao, bourbon cask aged, chocolate from Hawaii. Here's more from Brazil. Chocolate from Peru, but a dark milk chocolate, which is going to be a little bit different than your standard chocolate, or some that are made locally, or some that have tea infusion, right? There's all sorts of options. Or like I said before, if you want to try some of the Toac from Ecuador, the most expensive chocolate in the world, I have some of that as well. Or if you come to Stoughton, Wisconsin, I'm here in Stoughton, Wisconsin, you want to sample any of this stuff, come into the shop. I have free samples of every single thing you see on the shelf. So feel free to ask any questions you have about chocolate. I will be doing this series more where we're going to be making different chocolate items. We're going to be making chocolate drinks. We're going to be trying more chocolates. We're going to be doing through different pairings. So we'll do chocolate and wine, chocolate and tea, chocolate and coffee, chocolate and cheese, right? We'll go through and pair all those things, what to look for when you pair your chocolate with something else if you wish. All right, thank you for watching. Hopefully you have some good chocolate at home that you can try yourself. If not, go to yaharachocolate.com and you can order some good chocolate for yourself at home. I have chocolate of the month clubs. I have tasting packs. I have guided tastings. All those things are available for you to help figure out what kind of chocolate it is that you really love. I'm here to teach. I'm here to help you figure that out. So I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching.